making gifts. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express.
Celebrate our newest launch, Rev 7. I'm bringing you an amazing introductory offer, plus an exclusive overstock sale that you're not going to want to miss. Rev 7 is our premium energy drink that tastes great and gives you energy all day with no jitters and no crashes. That's because there's no sugar and no caffeine. I'm so sure you're going to love Rev 7 that for a limited time you can try our 3-pack absolutely free. Or check out our Perkel bed sheets. I can't believe I'm even going to say this. Every color, every style, every size, only $29.88. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 20% on our Rev 7 12-packs or try our introductory 3-pack absolutely free. And our Perkel bed sheets, all sizes, only $29.88, even the queens and kings. Inventory is extremely limited, so order now.
That's right, guys. Extremely limited, so order now. Welcome back to the Oreo Express. Josh here. Hope you guys had a fabulous weekend. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We're going to be talking about, obviously, looks like the Democrat shutdown is ending, and you would be amazed at how many people want the shutdown to continue, want air traffic controllers to not get paid, want SNAP benefits removed from the families. It's obvious the extremists that were controlling the Democrat Party. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to show you highlights. I don't know if you guys missed it or not, but we did a little police call on Saturday night, ended with the bad guy going to jail. I like that. So we're going to talk about that. We got a lot of stuff done over the weekend as well. We got the studio about 90% there. We got some cleaning to do. We got some wires to rearrange, but we have all the monitors up. Big shout out to my brother-in-law and my sister for hooking me up. And we got a lot of things going on in here. I got to rearrange stuff, move some wires, but this is kind of our test stream right here. You'll notice the lighting's probably a little different. We got to work on that. The camera position's a little different. Going to see if we like that or not. We're going to check it all out. Let me jump into the comments up here. Let's see. We got Jay Lynn in the house. Nola, Hunter, Texas, Bigfoot. Old Uncle Bill's back, guys. Old Uncle Bill's back. Holding down the fort. Let's see. Texas, Bigfoot, Sugar Bear, Deb V, Donna Ralph, Trina in the house, Hunter, Carol Burton. Let's see who else is in here. Jan Garner. Say some prayers for Jan Garner if you would, guys. Say some prayers. We need some Oreo Army prayers for Jan Garner. And let's see. Who else is here? Sleuthy TV. How are you doing? Long time no see. Saint fans in the house. Thank you guys all for tuning in. If I can ask you to hit that like button, share this out. I still have the Senate live up on one of my monitors over here. And we'll get into it in a minute. But Democrats, literally, the Democrats have said, no, we can't open up the government and are voting against opening up the government, are saying, we're finally ending Trump's shutdown. It's just crazy. But let's get into it. I don't know how long this show is going to be because we got some longer videos. So this might be a long one today. We'll see. But let's get into it so we're not wasting any more time. Saturday night, we got a lot of stuff done. That's when we put up all the monitors, rearranged the studio here, and Caden got to go with his aunt and uncle to a little theme park in Gilroy. So he had a blast that day. He had fun. And so it gave us time to get some stuff done around here. And I think it was like, I don't know, close to 9 o'clock at night, maybe. And I hear sirens. And again, I don't live in a highly populated neighborhood. So you can hear them off in a distance. There is a main road, probably, I don't know, half a mile, probably less than that, to the west. And I'm like, man, that's a lot of cop cars. And you could tell they were flying. You could hear those engines. So I kick on the police scanner, and you can hear a cop, one of the Clovis PD on the radio, and she was out of breath. She had said she had lost her cell phone in the chase, and then I could see that they had Air One heading that direction. So I look on the phone, and then I hear where it's at. So we grabbed our gear, went over there. We were live for about an hour and a half, probably, maybe a little longer, right? And I was out there. They had a perimeter set up. They were looking for this guy. And you know what? Maybe I will look and see if I can find, after I show you the video, or in the background. I have another monitor now. I can do two things at once. But I'm going to show you some of that video. We were in this neighborhood, and we were by this house numerous times if you go back and watch it. We were back and forth through this neighborhood. And they brought out a canine, and they were going up and down the streets. And the street that I was talking about, that they said, I think it was Glen. I can't remember the name of the street, but they said suspects said he fled towards that, like a security camera showed him fleeing down that street. And then the canine hit on this house. And Air One says, we got a warm spot right here. We can't identify. It's underneath the playground. You might want to check that out. And luckily, it was a corner house. So we were able to get to the side of the house and get the video shot of them capturing this bad guy. Take a look at this. Let me pull this up for you. Let me open that up all the way. And here we go. Take a look. I think I might have to refresh this one. This one's been open. I always get that issue with YouTube. Let's see.
And lifted the camera
Look at
up.
this dog is going crazy right here. They have an officer
Super chat
up
challenge.
there.
Let's support Josh. Thank you for the super chat challenge, Renee. I hope you guys are out here enjoying this.
61220, I am getting a good hotspot. It's in the completely enclosed slide on the play structure.
Okay, they got a hotspot right here, guys. This might be where he's at. You've seen that dog hitting. Thank you, Renee, for the super chat challenge. Thank you for anybody who accepts that. We are 100% viewer funded. You guys are what make us come out here and do this.
For further description, right in the middle of the backyard, north of the residence.
All right.
That's where the play structure is at.
We're going to see if we can get over the fence here. I don't know what you guys can see, but hopefully he don't come running out this side, right? He probably will, huh? We might be able to catch him. I don't want to put this over there. I want them to do their job first. I want to wait for yelling before I do anything. Don't want to spook any. see the slide right there. He's coming out.
He's on the phone. Look at that. Tell me that wasn't the money shot, guys. She looked to see who he's talking to.
He's detained, guys. They got him.
So then we got the other money shot here. There he goes, getting arrested, complaining. They always complain of pain. And then
Car around.
Then bringing up the squad car. I'll put him in the back right here.
Great work, Clovis PD. They didn't give up. They didn't give up. Great work, guys. Great work.
I tell you guys, I love the community I live in. I love the police department. We were there on the ground for easily over an hour and 20 minutes before they checked that. Again, they had to call in Fresno PD. For some reason, Clovis didn't have a canine on unit, but they didn't give up. And that's the difference. If that would have been in many other communities, you would have seen 30-minute search and gone. If that. Thankful for our law enforcement, Clovis PD, and that was some epic shots right there. So I was excited. It was a corner house, and we were able to get that going. Speaking about law enforcement, before I get on, I want you to listen to Las Cruces, New Mexico police chief begging for help as he exposes a career criminal. We have sometimes they stay politically correct. Sheriffs, police officer, our police chiefs, the departments are more concerned about what their city council or their mayor is saying, kind of like Fresno. You know, Mayor Jerry Dyer is still the police chief of Fresno. You're never going to see that change until he's out. And I'm not bashing the current police chief. I've actually heard really great things about her from people that have been in law enforcement for quite a while and that grew up in the ranks of her. But I want you to listen to this one. Listen to this right here. And this is what we're dealing with in America. We talk about crime. While this is playing, I'm going to see if I can find out why that guy was arrested or what they charged that guy with really quick. So I'm going to play this and do that in the background. Give me 1 second.
Please share your thoughts or comments after watching this video. My name is Jeremy Story. I'm the Chief of Police for the Las Cruces Police Department. In April of 2024, we had a town hall to discuss crime in Las Cruces. Afterwards, we were in the parking lot of City Hall when we heard glass breaking. We found Mr. Neil Garcia breaking several windows at City Hall, and he was charged with felony vandalism. 2 months later, he broke 9 more windows at City Hall and was charged again. Why do I bring up these cases other than the obvious irony? Because the case was recently dismissed by a district court judge because Mr. Garcia was found to be incompetent. The judge also denied a petition by the district attorney's office for assisted outpatient treatment, or AOT, and the judge did not use the new community-based restoration option that's available in New Mexico. That means the case was dismissed without any consequences, without treatment or resources. Why is this concerning and a microcosm of the New Mexico criminal justice system? Let me give you a little bit more history. Mr. Garcia has been arrested at least 108 times, with at least 15 of those being felonies. He has felony convictions in 2007, 2008, 2012, 2013, and 2018. All 5 of those felony convictions, he was deemed a habitual offender. But obviously the sentencing wasn't enough to keep him from reoffending. Starting in 2022, Mr. Garcia had several cases dismissed because he was found incompetent. And again, that's being dismissed without consequences or treatment. He was also deemed to be not dangerous by the courts. But let me give you a few of his recent involvements. In November of 2022, he was confronted by a GameStop employee where he cussed him out and pushed him. In December of 2022, Mr. Garcia was caught shoplifting at a Walgreens. He threatened the security guard that he had a gun, and then he punched him. In April of 2023, he had 2 incidents where he was caught shoplifting, one at a Dollar General where he swung a strap with a lock on it at an employee, and the other at Lowe's Fiesta Foods where he threatened several employees and then punched the manager. In June of 2023, he threatened employees at the Savers thrift store with a bat. In July of 2023, Mr. Garcia punched a Murphy's gas station employee and then threw a rock through the window of a random vehicle in the parking lot. In August and September of 2023, he punched 2 separate people at Albertsons while being confronted with shoplifting. In March of 2024, he swung a golf club at 2 separate people while shoplifting at Harbor Freight. In April of 2025, Mr. Garcia punched a Walmart employee after he was caught shoplifting. I would argue that he poses a clear danger to the public and the community. And the people he is victimizing are people who are just working and trying to live their lives in the community that we all share. From 2022 to 2025, he has been arrested over 70 times. The district attorney's office has petitioned for involuntary commitment and assisted outpatient treatment, but neither was granted by the court. I wish this was an outlier, but it's not. This is not an exception. This is the rule. My officers are out there arresting him and others like him every day without options. Please share your ideas or thoughts in the comments about how we can make Las Cruces in New Mexico safer. Thank you and stay safe. Please share your thoughts.
Think about that for a second, guys. How sad is that? How sad is that? That you have an officer literally asking the public, and we know what the issue is. We know what the issue is. And we need to keep criminals behind bars, especially those that refuse to be rehabilitated. If you're constantly in and out of the system, but when you have a sheriff asking for that. So let me pull this over here really quick. Let me pull this over here. I got some information right here. Let's put it right there. So where to go? I got to find it again really quick, but it won't take me long. Clovis PD. And a lot of people arrested. See, Alamos. It was Goshen. Street was Goshen. That's what I'll put in here and find this for the guy. So here it is. This is what they booked him for, at least. Narcotics other than marijuana possession and probation and suspension. So one's a felony with no bail, meaning he can't bail out until he sees a judge. And the narcotics other than marijuana possession, his name was Jack Taylor Anderson. And he was arrested that night at 147 Goshen. So we did hear that over the police radio that he was on. They knew his name. They had the helicopter out there literally saying, Jack, come on out. We got you surrounded. Crazy. How about this? Moving on to some other news right now, guys. President Trump officially pardoned the Republicans that were politically persecuted. We were actually there in Fulton County, Georgia, near Atlanta area. Rudy Giuliani, Tyler Bauer, Harrison Floyd, John Eastman, Mark Meadows, Sidney Powell, all those people that they were trying to persecute for, they were trying to uncover the election fraud that we seen back in 2020. And we know that there was political persecution. Democrats didn't want that in the headlines, didn't want that in the news, so they instantly went and do what Democrats do. The most corrupt administration of our lifetime was under the Biden Harris administration, when we talked about political persecution, we talked about parents, grandparents at school board meetings getting investigated by the FBI. I mean, the list goes on. We don't have to cover it again. Bringing you an update from last week, the Supreme Court has now denied a request to hear the case regarding same-sex marriage. So we talked about it last week that they were discussing hearing that case, and they are not. That would have been to overturn same-sex the legalization of same-sex marriage. At this time, they have denied a request to hear that, but they will be deciding. This came out today. The Supreme Court will now decide on banning mail-in ballots from being counted in multiple states if received after Election Day. We know we've had this, like, how can you receive a ballot 2 days after the election's over and still count it? So the judges are being asked to define the true meaning of Election Day. That doesn't seem too hard, but I know you'll have a couple justices, a couple DEI justices on there that'll be like, it's the entire year. But I thought this, the RNC is arguing counting mail-in ballots late goes against Congress's intention of an election day and undermines the election integrity. I agree 100%. This case should be open and closed. Harmeet Dillon tweeted this out earlier. And it says, Election Day means Election Day. Stay tuned. So they will be making a decision on that. I think that's a very important case for the Supreme Court. As we went back and forth. Democrats do their typical lies. Well, if we don't count them, that's taking away votes from people. No, especially when many of these states that they count votes after Election Day, they've had 3 to 4 weeks to go vote. Like, if you can't do it in that time, that's why I want election, paper ballot, single day voting, unless you're in the military or there's some other huge reason why, and results that night. Luckily, we had a clean sweep of all swing states in 2024 for President Trump, and we got to call that election that night. We got to call that here with you guys. So that is one thing they're going to be discussing, and I think that's great. Another thing is Vice President J.D. Vance visited Walter Reed Medical Center. He was talking with service members, asking if there's anything you could do here. I'm going to show you just a couple videos. Take a look at this. We love our Veteran First administration. And that's the way it should be when Democrats are illegal aliens first.
Back to Fort Carson and then come back here for the surgery? Will you do the surgery in Fort Carson? Come back here for the surgery. Okay. And then how much physical therapy from there? Daily? Daily, for a couple months. Okay. Okay. Well, man, we'll be rooting for you. It's seriously amazing. I really admire your spirit when you get back there.
Thank you, Steph. Yeah, I want to get back there.
Give me like to do that. Oh, yeah, recovery. Every time I'm bitching about my job, I'll remember this guy.
I can't put my workouts today.
Every time I'm bitching about my job, I'll remember this guy. And then he went around asking, what is it that we can do for you? What do you need? What do you need from us? How can we help? Take a listen to this one right here. And then we got kind of a funny video that happened down there. I love JD Vance's personality. I really do. He's just he's not to say he's not a politician, but he's not as bad as the others.
How many deployments have you been on? Man, it's a lot.
It's what we signed up for.
Of course, but it's a lot. We're very grateful for it. So, what do you need from us? What can we do to help in Washington?
Well, I think like getting these treatments down to everybody else and making them available to them so they're not going down to Mexico to do ayahuasca or Ibogaine, or like going out in town and doing ketamine on their own risk and their.
So that was that, and then we got a good one here that we'll show you right now, and I just thought it was kind of epic. guy with a good sense of humor, and you got JD Vance with a good sense. Again, these men and women have fought for our freedoms. They put their lives on the line. They leave their families. They don't even get to see their children born sometimes. I mean, this is the ultimate of the ultimate sacrifice, folks. And it's not highlighted enough. It really isn't. Check this out.
Demonstration.
All right. Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh. Really put me on the spot.
Sorry.
If I had dropped it, man, what a dipshit I would look like here. Yeah. Somebody call the Secret Service.
Yeah.
This guy.
Somebody called the Secret Service, and then he says that if I would have dropped it, I would have looked like a total dipshit. So that was great. That was great. Love to see that. Let's see, what else do we have going on today? We got a lot. We're going to get into it all. So Democrats last night, I didn't get on social media too much, but I always go on there just to make sure there's not something we need to cover if there's any emergency breaking news. And you know what the breaking news was with Democrats? That Trump went into the swamp and he was booed. So he went to can't even be the Redskins anymore because the team's so woke. They went into a Washington Commanders game. And so people, all the left, were just bragging that Trump got booed while he is sitting there. All he was doing was listing off the names of new enlistees to our armed services. That's what they were booing. And so all these videos just instantly went viral, my whole feed. And I just want to show you how interesting it was because I knew at that moment that the woke Washington, they're now the Commanders, was going to lose. And then I wanted to see what the other team was going to do. And you won't be disappointed. Listen to this here. This is the booing and everything that was going on. Cheers, but you have a lot of loud boos. And if there was a president that went into the swamp and didn't get booed, like if it would have been all applaud for Trump in the swamp, I would have been concerned. I was like, maybe I'm the fool. Maybe I'm the fool. But check this out. But let's take a look, and hopefully this don't kill one of my streams. But they were playing the Detroit Lions, and look at what happens when the Detroit Lions got the ball. And let's see what they did here. Put this up on the screen. I'm going to put me on there too so they can't get all crazy saying I wasn't doing commentary on it. Let's see.
Goff on the slant to St. Brown. He is in for a Lions touchdown.
And take a look. He's looking for Trump. He's looking for Trump right now. And here comes the Trump dance, baby. All of them. Look at that. That was beautiful. And there was so many people. I mean, you want to talk about triggering? All Trump, he did a low flyover over the stadium. Triggered. Americans can't fly because the TSA shut down, but Trump can do a low flyover. He's president of the United States. He can do what the hell he wants, right? I just show you some other videos that came up. There was literally people creating memes that NFL is now bowing down. We want politics out of the NFL. Where the hell y'all been when they have BLM, the Marxist organization, and all the woke ideology, like somehow we live in a racist America because we have football players making millions and millions of dollars a year that are black. You know, we've went through this whole thing. It was just interesting. Listen to this right here.
You're the first.
Also upset about Trump being on as with the commentators. Take a look at this.
Sitting president to attend a regular season game. President Carter, October 2nd, 1978.
It's a long time.
I know you're a Yankees fan. That same day, Bucky Dent hit a pretty big home run.
Oh,
Remember
that was a big one.
So that
Bucky.
was the last time a sitting president attended a regular season game. I know you love sports. You attend baseball games,
I do.
NASCAR races. What is it about sports that you enjoy the most?
I just love it. It's a microcosm of life. It's sort of like life, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right?
Kind of like life, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And of course, they were beyond triggered, as I said before. You had him right here, the owner of the Washington Commanders, gift President Trump a 47 jersey. Take a look at this right here. They were triggered about this too. I mean, really, these people, this Trump derangement syndrome that we've been dealing with for years, it is so debilitating. When you're spending your entire Sunday afternoon looking for video clips of people booing a president, and you're posting it, and that was your excitement, like your weekend was shitty before that, and you didn't have any family that wanted to see you, you didn't have any loved ones to talk to, and this is what the highlight of your day was. That is Trump derangement syndrome. And so I just think that was epic right there, and he had a blast there. So again, that's our president. He also tweeted out something. I'm going to actually go against Trump on this one, guys. I tell you, I don't just go, oh, this is what Trump's doing, and I'm excited about it. Trump wants to give $2,000 payments to low and middle income USA citizens. He does put USA. I'm going to show you this right here. It's truth from earlier today. It says all money left over from the $2,000 payments made to low and middle income USA citizens from the massive terrorist income pouring into our country from foreign countries, which will be substantial, will be used to substantially pay down the national debt. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Thank you, President Donald J. Trump. Now, I know why he's doing it. It's somewhat a political thing. I would equate this, and the reason I disagree with it, and I get it that Trump has to do things a little differently because he has legacy media against him. All people hear is how horrible the tariffs are and how you're paying 50% more. Like they try to find things like the chocolate. Chocolate went out this because of Trump's tariffs. Had nothing to do with Trump's tariffs. We covered it numerous times. They've been on the rise. Beef has been going up since 2021. It's spiked up and it's continuing to go up. He's doing some stuff about that. He needs to fix it for the American people. I love beef. So I want to be able to eat at an affordable time. But when you had Joe Biden sit here and say, hey, we're going to pay off your school debt. Joe Biden didn't want to pay off school debt because it was the right thing to do. He did it because he thought that would influence younger voters. Now, Trump here, and I disagree with this. The reason why is if he could use all this money, and I get it, our national debt is so huge, this wouldn't even put a nick into it. It wouldn't even take a pebble of sand out of the beach, if you know what I mean. But I just don't agree with this. I agree with it going all to our national debt. I don't think he was the president of stimmies when COVID came out. Remember, we went and interviewed people, and even in the hood, they were like, Trump be giving me stimmies, man. I'm voting for Trump. And you can get people, I guess you could call it, you can get people to sway your way. But I highly disagree with this. It's just not something I'm fans of, because when they say low and middle income citizens, you're still redistributing wealth, because there's going to be a lot of people that don't put any effort into our system. There's going to be a lot of people that low income. Think about that. That could be somebody that works 5 hours a week and the rest of the time they're spending on government subsidies. Not a big fan. And I don't know about you, but I think right now the reason why he's doing this, partially, is you have the Supreme Court, and they are looking at definitely ending the tariffs, saying that the president doesn't have the power to enact tariffs. I don't know when we're going to get that answer. They heard the case, was it last Tuesday or Wednesday we covered that? But I'm just going to tell you, would I like $2,000 in the bank? That's a dumb question. Of course I would. But at some times, and we said this before Trump got elected, we said this before he took office, there's going to be some hard times, especially trying to fix something that's so broken. I remember I played Elon Musk's interview, and a lot of Republicans go, he shouldn't have said that, where he said, we're going to have to tighten a lot of the budgets, and that's going to, American people are going to feel that. When you've spent like crazy and you're so far in debt, there's no easy fix that doesn't affect the economy, that doesn't affect the American taxpayers. And mainly, I would say lower to middle class to the low income are the ones that hurt the most. Maybe that's what his thoughts are behind this. Because again, when you cinch up those strings, and we knew it would have to happen, it wasn't going to be all glory. Now, I think all the golden age, and I've told you this, I told you this before he was elected, I said give him 16 to 18 months in office. And that's pretty close to the midterms, right? So we got to we got to push as fast as we can. But I don't agree with this. I know Trump is generous and he wants things to go back to the American people. He said he would love to eliminate federal income tax with tariffs. That's how it originally worked. Before income tax, we were just all income came from tariffs. So last night, let's get into the government shutdown. Last night, there was a vote, and it triggered a lot of people. With a 60 to 40 vote, and that it didn't. This is the Senate breaks the Democrat filibuster on its 15th attempt to open up government. 8 Democrats voted yes. Durbin, Kane, King, Shaheen, Rosen, Hassan, Fetterman, Fetterman's been yes the whole time. Hats off to him. Give credit where credit is due. And Cortez Mastro. So I'm looking at social media, and this means that the Democrat shutdown will be coming to an end. It's not there yet. I don't know who's talking right now. I have the video up over here. They're on the floor. They just love to hear themselves talk. Enough talking, we know. But it was quite interesting because there's headlines saying the government is going to be reopened. And Democrats and the left that controls and gets their social media followers to contact Democrats and Republicans are now calling for the axe. I'm not even lying. Anybody that voted yes, and it's kind of interesting because if you look at the people that voted yes, I didn't look at all of them, but many of them will admit in video we're going to show you that they weren't concerned about the shutdown. The reason why they had the shutdown is because of Election Day. We heard that from Mark Mullins about 3 days before the election. Hey, they're not going to reopen up the government. We heard that from Trump. He put that up there. We heard that from Speaker Mike Johnson, that they are using this shutdown to motivate their base. And that's what they did. Take a listen to what Bernie Sanders said. And we even got Jay Lynn's favorite show here in a minute. They went off too. They're upset that SNAP recipients are getting their benefits.
Tonight, 8 Democrats voted with the Republicans to allow them to go forward on this continuing resolution. And to my mind, this was a very, very bad vote. What it does, first of all, this is healthcare premiums for over 20 million Americans by doubling and in some cases tripling or quadrupling. People can't afford that when we're already paying the highest prices in the world for healthcare. Number two, it paves the way for 15 million people to be thrown off of Medicaid and the Affordable Care Act. Studies show that will mean that some 50,000 Americans will die every year unnecessarily. And all of that was done to give $1 trillion in tax breaks to the 1%. As everybody knows, just on Tuesday, we had an election all over this country. And what the election showed is that the American people want us to stand up to Trumpism, to his war against working class people, to his authoritarianism. That is what the American people wanted. But tonight, that is not what happened. So we've got to go forward, do the best that we can to try to protect working class people, to make sure that the United States not only does not throw people off of health care, but ends the absurdity of being the only major country on earth that doesn't guarantee health care to all people.
All people. That means illegals, everybody else, people that break into the country. And so you've seen they're upset with Democrats for voting on the continuing resolution. And I want you to understand this, because what that means is this was a Democrat shutdown the whole time. All it took was a handful of Democrats to say, let's pay our SNAP recipients, let's play our military, let's pay the TSA, let's do this. And it was just amazing. I want you to listen to how triggered The View was. If it was a Republican shutdown, why didn't it take Republicans to vote to open up the government? Because it's always been a Democrat shutdown. Take a look at this. I'm going to put myself on the screen too, because I'll make sure I don't get a little...
Treat us like you've met us before. So let us tell you what's been going on. The biggest sticking point in the longest U.S. government shutdown has been Democrats demanding that Republicans negotiate to extend health care subsidies that are about to expire. But last night, 8 Senate Democrats threw in the towel by siding with the GOP to advance a vote that could lead to the government reopening. And they
threw in the towel, guys. They gave up. Think about that for a second. They gave up. But how did they give up if this was a Republican shutdown?
They tried to explain themselves to their unhappy colleagues. Take a look.
I understand that not all of my Democratic colleagues are satisfied with this agreement. But waiting another week or another month wouldn't deliver a better outcome.
This agreement tonight is a win for the American people. There was zero chance.
A win for the American people. I want you to think about that. So, Democrats keeping the government shut down, that means that was a loss for the American people. They're admitting this out loud. Everything you've been hearing, it's like you're in the Matrix. If it wasn't for independent journalists and podcasters, I don't know where we would be today. If it wouldn't have been for Elon Musk buying X and the truth being able to get out, I don't know. Let's finish watching some of this.
Chance of dealing with the ACA issue as long as the shutdown continued. Now, I don't know, 50-50, but there's a lot better chance now than there was this morning.
This was a very, very bad vote. And what the election showed is that the American people want us to stand up to Trumpism, to his war against working class people, to his authoritarianism. That is what the American people wanted. But tonight, that is not what happened.
So, I mean, you know, a 50-50 chance of negotiating health care subsidies. I just remember all of the people who are coming in and hoping that people would vote them in and say, yes, you can be this person, or you can be a judge, or you can be this. And they all said, no, we're not going to mess with anything. No, we're going to leave everything as it was. I have no faith that they're going to negotiate.
So again, which was probably the biggest lie of the whole shutdown, that somehow by passing a continuing resolution that you're going to take away healthcare from millions of people and triple. Now that might happen, but not to the extent they're saying, but had nothing to do with this bill. Had nothing to do with this bill whatsoever. Democrats, they're going to have health care next year, but they're not going to be able to eat for a couple months because we're going to keep this government shut down for the longest shutdown in government history. And then they say, look, this is on Trump's shoulders. He's the president of the United States. You said you didn't want a king, and now you're asking him to be a king. Think about that for a second, folks. Think about that. They make no sense whatsoever. Let's finish some of this, and then we'll get moving on.
And come back to the table. And I'm glad that folks, maybe, because again, we have seen, you say this is going to happen and then it doesn't happen.
Right.
So in the longest
money. Sorry.
Money that people are going to get the money that they are entitled to. It's not a gift.
Right.
They're entitled to this money during when there's a shutdown. You're entitled to that money.
Yeah.
So
There's
this idea that they're giving in and giving this as a gift, it's not a gift. No. It's I don't understand. So is he right that Americans wanted Democrats to keep fighting? This would. And people will get rehired, supposedly, federal workers, and reinstate SNAP benefits, but a 50-50 chance of extending the subsidies, I don't believe it.
So I've been saying from the outset, I don't think anyone wins in a government shutdown, and I welcome this deal. And let me tell you why. So the fight over extending.
So again, as you can see, Democrats, the extremist party, they don't care about SNAP benefits. They don't care about federal workers. They don't care about the TSA. And we got quite a few videos to show you. Tim Kaine issued a statement. Tim Kaine was one of the Democrats. And I'll show you a little more, but he puts out a whole blah, blah, blah thing. And instantly, the left, Keith Olbermann, Senator Tim Kaine, resign. Don't vote and then resign. Resign now. You are no longer a Democrat. So you are no longer a Democrat, folks, if you want TSA to get paid, our military members, federal employees. You want SNAP benefits to go to needy recipients. You're no longer a Democrat. And this was all over the internet for the last 16 hours. Worse than you could imagine. What's the next one we have? I think we got, we'll have Tim Kaine in a minute admit to what's going on. But how about this? Senator Angus King admits keeping the government closed was a Democrat strategy to hurt people. Take a listen to this. We've been telling you, I love it when they say it with their own words instead of me. Take a listen.
I don't want to land at an airport in the United States with a sleepy air traffic controller because they're working double shifts. So any good general, if the strategy isn't working, you change tactics, and particularly you change tactics if your own troops are at risk. And that's really what's.
So if the strategy doesn't work, this was all a strategy. This wasn't fighting for the American people.
Here, there was collateral damage to the American people
collateral damage to the American people. The thing we've been saying for how many, over a month, almost a month and a half of this government shutdown. We told you. And now they're actually coming out and admitting it themselves. Como Chinga's in the house. What's up, Como Chingas? Listen to Senator Tim Kaine, who's now voting yes. And we told you they would not vote yes until after the election because they were using the shutdown of the government as part of their strategy to get more of their base out there to vote. And to be honest with you, it worked in a lot of areas. Let's take a listen.
Do you wish that you would have started looking for this off-ramp sooner? You said that Republicans were never going to change in their position.
I didn't I didn't fully understand how dug in they were, again, because I was so focused on the Virginia elections. I wasn't in this discussion on the healthcare.
So he was voting no constantly. He didn't support the government reopening, but he tells you right here.
Again, because I was so focused on the Virginia elections.
I was so focused on the Virginia elections. Seems like everything we were saying for the last week and a half has been 100% true. And people were saying we were liars. People were making comments under some of our posts on X that we were making things up. I'm not making anything up. Just listen to what Scott Jennings said on election night. Listen to Scott Jennings on CNN. This is what he said on election night.
Are Republicans going to use leverage in their fight with Democrats when the Democrats are actually the ones with the upper hand in the eyes of voters?
Oh, I'm sure Democrats will be more than happy to open the government now. The election's over. I mean, part of the reason they shut it down was to get through tonight.
I mean,
part of the reason they shut it down was to get through tonight. And now all the truth is finally coming out. Congressman Jasmine Crockett had wanted to put her, not her 2 cents, or should we say 50 cents. Let's check it out. It says, Rep. Crockman's statement on the Senate's failure to address the healthcare crisis in short-term government funding bill. I'm heading back to D.C. to vote no on this short-term funding bill because it fails to address the healthcare crisis Republicans created. This is their new talking point, that it's a Republican-created healthcare crisis. So Republicans have been against Obamacare since day one. We can bring you videos of Senator Ted Cruz and everybody telling you that the Democrats are lying. When Democrats said if we pass this bill, it'll lower healthcare costs for everybody, not just on folks that are receiving benefits from the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, but everybody. Then we had a Democrat last week said, well, we failed to do what the intended plan was, which was to lower healthcare costs. They have went up tenfold. Healthcare costs are just crazy. And why? Because what does the Affordable Care Act do? Obamacare. You know what it does? It doesn't give you money. It doesn't allow you to shop around. It doesn't allow competition in the market. They give big checks to these insurance companies, Aetna, Blue Shield, and all these other ones, and do what you do fit for. And then on top of that money, then states on top of that do subsidies as well. But it says House Democrats have been clear from day one. Put this up for you. We're holding the line to make sure that our constituents and theirs have access to affordable health care. Our fight is for the people who can't afford another hit, for the families watching their health care costs skyrocket and wondering how they'll make it next month. Well, geez, Jasmine, we've had Obamacare now for quite a while. Why is it skyrocketing? Why does it need such large subsidies from the American taxpayer to even stay afloat? And not to mention, we're going to cover this some more. But you know what? I'm going to pull it up right now. I was going to cover it on a different show, but I'm going to show you something right now. Because there's a lot of bad things, a lot of waste, abuse, and fraud when it comes to the Affordable Care Act. Up to 40% of Obamacare enrollees never file a claim. That's billions in taxpayer dollars flowing to insurance companies for people who don't even use the system. Listen to this.
That again, there's 24 million people on Obamacare. 40% of those people never. I want to turn to talk about fraud just a little bit more. Get this, 35 to 40% of Obamacare recipients that are enrolled in Obamacare never file a claim. Let me say that again. There's 24 million people on Obamacare. 40% of those people never file a claim. These are ghost people. They don't even know they're on Obamacare. They've been falsely enrolled in Obamacare. Now, some people would say, "Oh, but there's always some people that don't file a claim." It's usually more like 10%. More like 10% of people in a pool of insurance products are not filing the claim. In this case, it's 35 to 40%.
35 to 40%. And that's huge because they enroll people that don't need the health care for one to say, hey, look it, we got 7 million people that don't file a claim, and they want to put those numbers, those 7 million people that are going to die if they don't have health insurance, but yet they're not going to the doctor. They're not utilizing it, but you're paying for it. This is just more truth and facts. Before I move on, I do want to say something. We are going to have a 2-day raffle. Let's see, really 3 days. Today, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We are going to pick a winner Wednesday afternoon. You guys know the deal. I want to show you. Jan Garner was awesome and donated some stuff for this raffle. Let me show you what will be in the raffle. Some of you guys will really like this stuff. We have a Trump calendar, next year calendar. I know my lights in the studio are pretty. You got that. You got a flag here, which is a true Patriot Charlie Kirk flag. I didn't open it up, but it is a Charlie Kirk flag. You also have this bracelet here, a Turning Point USA bracelet. You can see it up there. And a couple ornaments. Check out these ornaments really quick. We've done ornaments. She donated ornaments last time. It says, Jesus is my savior. Trump is my president. Christmas ornament. And it's almost time to start unpacking some of those Christmas ornaments right now. And check that out. A daddy's home ornament. Let's see what else is. And I think that was it in this box. And your next shot. Let me pull this over here. Let's see. Your next shot to either get the MAGA or Trump light up hat, guys. So you get to choose from either a MAGA, Make America Great Again hat, or a Trump hat. And so those items all will be going to one lucky winner. All you got to do, every donation of $10 gets you in one time. If you do $30, that's 3 times. And some of our donation links are on the bottom. We have the Venmo at Oreo Josh. We have the givesendgo.com/Oreo 2024. We got Cash App, which is $Oreo Army, one word, $Oreo Army for Cash App. And then, as always, if you do mobile or online banking and you just want to do a Zelle transfer to us, our Zelle address is on our website. You can go to theoreoexpress.com, click the Donate Now button. But for those with a great memory, it's purepatriot559@yahoo.com. That's PURE Patriot559@yahoo.com. And we are 100% viewer funded. Lights, camera, action, and travel is all covered by you. So if you guys want to get in, start getting in now, and good luck. Let's keep moving on with the shutdown stuff. We told you they are going after the folks that are reopening your government, folks. They are upset. Look at what Don Winslow had to say. Now they're attacking him on all fronts. Don Winslow is going after Angus King. Angus King is somebody that's voting to reopen the government. And it says Angus King is 81 years old. The independent U.S. senator from Maine was held elected office for a total of 30 years. They don't mind Nancy Pelosi. It's once you step out of line, once you fund the hungry families that were starving and they could blame Trump for, you're the bad person. Old, white, out of touch, working against people of color. And last night, he did exactly what Trump wanted. If you go through the X feeds right now, there's a civil war going on, guys. There is a civil war going on. They want these people impeached. They want these people gone. How about Don Winslow again? This guy wanted families to go hungry. wanted families to go hungry, and now he is extremely disappointed. Take a look at this. America, you suffered for 40 days for nothing. You were suffering to lower healthcare costs that would have helped your lives, but these 8 people sold you out. And it says these 8 senators sold out this country, betrayed families and children in need, and will be directly responsible for your healthcare premium skyrocketing. Well, if that's the case, next week, don't blame Republicans. Don't blame Trump, because I know you will. Look at Trump, premiums are going up because of Trump. No, you just said these 8 senators is the reason why. And again, this is the extremist arm. And I'd say 90% of the Democrat Party is now extreme. You don't have hardly, 40 days. It took 40 days before they would even pass a continuing resolution. Over 40 days. Just to fund the government like it's been funded for the last 7-8 months. This is the party, guys. This is the party. Let's see what we got here. Listen to Shaheen. Listen to what she says about the vote.
To get to the 60 threshold, can you bring us behind the scenes for that?
Well, there had been.
Can you give us an idea and our viewers an idea what happened behind the scenes to have you, Senator Kane, Angus King, Catherine Cortez Masto, Jackie Rosen, and John Fetterman, as well as Maggie Hassan and Dick Durbin all come together to get to the 60 threshold? Can you bring us behind the scenes for that?
Well, there had been discussions going on really since the shutdown about how could we work together to end this. How could we make sure that we can address healthcare costs for the millions of Americans who are seeing their healthcare costs rise as the result of the bill that was passed in the summer that the president wanted. And so I think this agreement gives us an opportunity to continue to do that work. We're going to have a vote, and I believe there are a number of Republicans who are going to join us in trying to address healthcare costs for Americans, but we're also turning the government back on. We're making sure that the people of America can get the food benefits that they need, that air traffic controllers can get paid, that federal workers are able to come back, the ones who were let go, that they get paid, that contractors get paid, that aviation moves forward. So we are going to be able to continue to
It sounds like a whole bunch of
healthcare.
common sense that we shouldn't have been in this position in the first place. Wouldn't you all agree? I mean, think about this for a second. Think about this for a second. Let me silence that. They're even calling this the end to Chuck Schumer. I'm telling you guys, when they said it was a Republican shutdown, you guys just got all the information you needed. Then why, when you get a handful to vote to give SNAP benefits to needy families, to pay air traffic controllers, to pay our military, to fund the federal government, are they now going after these Democrats? And Chuck wasn't one of the ones that voted yes. He used moderate Democrats that wouldn't be affected as much, or those who are not running again. So it was an easy out. Chuck Schumer.
They don't care what the American people think on an issue like this. Almost 80% of Americans want the not left or right. That's right and wrong. So almost 60% of Republicans want the ACA subsidies to continue. Chuck Schumer should have negotiated a better deal. He should have been in the public more. He's not a bad guy any stretch. He's just not the right person at the right time. We're going through a different time. We're dealing with a GOP that's an anti-democratic movement. They don't care what the American people think on an issue like this. So I think, honestly, this is the end of Chuck Schumer as we go forward.
They want somebody more extreme than Chuck Schumer. They want somebody more extreme than the guy that threatened the Supreme Court justices. This is where we are in 2025, folks. We can't tell you enough how crazy this have been. Listen to this morning. You can listen to Speaker Mike Johnson. We'll just play a small little clip here about what he says.
Good morning, everybody. I'm very thankful to see you all this morning. I'm thankful to welcome you to what appears to be the beginning of the end of the longest government shutdown in U.S. history, as shameful as that is. I don't think it's coincidental. You know how I think, but it's after 40 days of wandering in the wilderness and making the American people suffer needlessly. Some Senate Democrats finally have stepped forward to end the pain. It appears to us this morning that our long national nightmare is finally coming to an end, and we're grateful for that. At least some Democrats now finally appear ready to do what Republicans and President Trump and millions of hardworking American people have been asking them to do for weeks. As we said from the beginning, the people's government cannot be held hostage to further anyone's political agenda. That was never right. And shutting down the government never produces anything. It never has, if you study history. And so here we are. I don't know.
Here we are. Here we are. And I just pulled up another one right here I want to show you because once again,
Good morning,
Scott,
everybody. I'm very
Jennings does it beautifully right here. What has been exposed? You know what people are talking about now? When they realized how many people were on SNAP benefits, how many people, 40% increase under Joe Biden, people are like, wait a second, I'm busting my ass out here at this job all day long. And these people just get free stuff, my tax dollars, and the unaffordability of Obamacare. Listen to this.
So the complete and total failure of Obamacare. I mean, it's not affordable. No, you know, people that have it. But I'll tell you one thing this has exposed, though, the complete and total failure of Obamacare. I mean, it's not affordable. No, you know, people that have it don't feel like it even is real insurance. And now we see, I mean, it's a mess. And if anytime the government's having to subsidize something like this, it's not working in the first place. And so I think the American people are realizing just how messed up the American healthcare system is. And the regime under which we live is Obamacare. But look, I think a lot of Republicans do not want people to see skyrocketing premiums. And so we'll see what that debate looks like. This whole thing has exposed this outlandish money laundering scheme where your tax dollars go right into insurance companies and your health insurance never gets better, your health care never gets better, your health outcomes never get better. That's what we have exposed here. So what our responsibility is as a Republican Party, how do we stop getting your tax money to insurance companies, and how do we put more actual money into the health care of the American people? Because
amen, amen. You know, the left praised Luigi Mangione for assassinating a healthcare CEO. People started getting Luigi masked, healthcare companies, but now they want to take your tax dollars and just fund those healthcare companies. You can't make this up, guys. You can't make it up. I can't believe it. You shouldn't believe it. Trump, after all this, said this today. It says all traffic controllers must get back to work now. Anyone who doesn't will be substantially docked for those air traffic controllers who were great patriots and didn't take any time off for the Democrat shutdown hoax. I will be recommending a bonus of $10,000 per person for distinguished service to our country. For those that did nothing but complain and took time off, even though everyone knew that they would be paid in full shortly into the future, I am not happy with you. You didn't step up to help the USA against the fake Democrat attack that was only meant to hurt our country. You will have a negative mark, at least in my mind, against your record. If you want to leave service in the near future, please do. Do not hesitate to do so with no payment or severance of any kind. You will be quickly replaced by true patriots who will do a better job on the brand new state-of-the-art equipment, the best in the world, that we are in the process of ordering. The last administration wasted billions of dollars trying to fix antiquated junk. They had no idea what they were doing. Again, to our great American patriots, God bless you. I won't be able to send you money fast enough. To all others, report to work immediately. God bless America. President Donald J. Trump. You know what I read into that? I don't know what saying came out to you. But I read that and I said, it's not what your country can do for you, it's what you can do for your country. He's upset that people took advantage of this shutdown. And rightfully so. And I don't know how he will be, he's going to be recommending a bonus to those people that didn't call in sick, who didn't make excuses. And then he told the rest, those people that took time off, paid time off, sick leave, whatever. Not because they were actually sick, but because, again, they wanted to hurt the air transportation in this country. If you've ever gone through, especially TSA, some airports are great. My airport's pretty good. I always have great conversations with them. I'm always walking through MAGA. I'd say 75% of them are MAGA. But you go to some and they are miserable. They talk to you like you're trash. They're above you. And I applaud Donald Trump for saying this. This is something. Now, Reagan would have said something like this. He wouldn't use those words. Reagan was a little bit more eloquent with the words. But let's move on. We'll give you some more updates in the next show. I don't know if the next show is, because it is a holiday. We weren't even going to do shows today, but there's so much stuff going on. Caden's home from school today. But I think if we do another, I'm pretty sure we're doing another show, but we might do a premium to get some of our premium hours in. So if you guys aren't following us on Rumble and a premium subscriber, you need to. It helps us out. It's one way you can help support the Oreo Express. How about this? When others cower, real leaders step up. This is from Secretary Noem. I'm going to put this on the... Says, I applaud the Nevada Sheriffs and Chiefs Association and Governor Joseph Lombardo for their commitment to working with ICE to protect American citizens from dangerous, criminal, illegal aliens. Because of their effort, Nevada has been removed from the Trump administration sanctuary jurisdiction list. I encourage every leader across our nation to follow their example so all Americans can live in peace and safety. Now, we're going to get through some of the chaos that happened in Chicago, what's going on. But first, I want to play a video. A lot of times, almost every show, we show you fake news. We show you edited clips where the left says, oh, my God, look at, they pepper sprayed this baby. And you're like, oh, my God, did they really? Oh, no, let's look at the whole video and the truth. So DHS put out a little clip here, and it says the nonstop lies and smears from the fake news are meant to tear down our brave men and women who protect our homeland every day. It says, watch as DHS exposes their falsehoods and sets the record straight. Take a look.
Alien sped into a shopping plaza where he and the female passenger fled the vehicle. They ran into a daycare and attempted to... Hi, I'm Lauren Viss, Deputy Assistant Secretary at the Department of Homeland Security, and I'm here to set the record straight on a few fake news stories from this week. First, we have the LA Times reporting that our law enforcement officers arrested a father and drove off with his baby. Let me tell you what is missing from this headline. While Border Patrol conducted a targeted immigration enforcement operation, a U.S. citizen exited his vehicle wielding a hammer and threw rocks at law enforcement while he had a child in his car. He was arrested for assault, and during his arrest, a pistol, which was stolen out of the state of New York, was found in his car. The individual also has an active warrant for property damage. Next on the list, we have a fake news story almost all major outlets in local Chicago media ran with, that ICE raided a daycare to arrest a preschool teacher. ICE law enforcement did not target a daycare. Officers attempted to conduct a targeted traffic stop of this female illegal alien from Colombia. Officers attempted to pull over this vehicle, which was registered to a female illegal alien with sirens and emergency lights, but the male driver refused to pull the vehicle over. Law enforcement pursued the vehicle before the illegal alien sped into a shopping plaza where he and the female passenger fled the vehicle. They ran into a daycare and attempted to barricade themselves inside, recklessly endangering the children inside. The illegal alien female was arrested inside a vestibule, not in the daycare. Let me be clear, ICE is not targeting daycares or schools. Finally, we have a viral video circulating online claiming ICE is quote-unquote beating up people. Here are the facts conveniently left out. Our officer was assaulted by this violent rioter. During an operation, law enforcement was aggressively tailgated by a vehicle. As agents tried to make a U-turn, the red car crashed into Border Patrol. A hostile crowd then surrounded agents and their vehicles and began verbally abusing and spitting on them. One physically assaulted a Border Patrol agent and even kicked an agent. As he was being arrested, he grabbed the agent's genitals and squeezed them. The officer defended himself to free himself from the agitator's grasp. Our officers are facing a 1,000% increase in assaults, an 8,000% increase in death threats against them, as they put their lives on the line every single day to arrest criminal illegal aliens, including murderers, rapists, abusers, and gang members. Secretary Noem's message to the rioters is clear. You will not stop us or slow us down. ICE and our federal law enforcement partners will not apologize for enforcing this nation's laws. Tune in next week where we debunk more lies and fake news stories.
It's just great they're getting called out, but a lot of Americans will never see that video. A lot of Americans will never see the truth because all they do is turn on their evening news after they get home from work, or they just sit there and watch shows like The View, and their brain is rot, unfortunately. Really quick before we move on, let me do this really quick. Check this out, guys. Looking for a smarter way to browse and enjoy your favorite content without ads? Get Perplexity Pro Bundle with Rumble Premium for just $19.99 a month when you sign up before December 31st. That's normally a $29.99 value. With Rumble Premium, you'll get an ad-free viewing experience across all your devices and access to exclusive premium content, no interruptions, just the videos and streams you love anytime, anywhere. Plus, Perplexity Pro boosts your productivity with unlimited research, unlimited uploads, exclusive member perks, and access to the latest and advanced AI models for faster, smarter answers every day. Save over 30% on this powerful bundle. Head to rumble.com/premium before December 31st to sign up and unlock your premium experience. Go check that out, guys. Go check that out. Now, more on the immigration front. I want to show you a video that's going viral from a Hillsborough teen. And the only reason you would believe this is because you listen to Democrats and fake news. We've had a lot of elected Democrats lie and say they're going after American citizens. Remember when somebody had an anchor baby here in the United States? They came over illegally, popped out an anchor baby. They got deported. They took their child with them. And that was what Democrats were saying, that an American citizen got deported. Yeah, you can't make this up.
On viral.
Take a listen to this one.
It got big.
This is how indoctrinated our system is.
Scared for my parents to walk out there. To walk out their house because I might not be able to say goodbye to them if they go to work.
In front of hundreds of people at a Hillsborough City Hall meeting this week, 16-year-old Manny Chavez made a tearful plea to city councilors.
I'm scared that everyone that I love I'm not going to be able to see them again because even though that they're U.S. citizens, they don't care about us.
Even though they're U.S. citizens, they do not care for this. This is the fear and the disgusting stuff that Democrats are putting in the minds of our youth.
They treat us like dogs. They treat us like animals.
First off, I haven't seen them treating anybody like dogs or animals. The people that are treated like dogs and animals are the American taxpayers, are the veterans that are sitting out on the street while illegal aliens get free health care, while they get a place to live, while they got free 5-star hotels. That's who's being treated like dogs.
Prepared to speak after two of his friends from his soccer team shared about their relatives who have been detained by ICE agents. His cries heard across the country after the video went viral.
Surprisingly, it got big, and a lot of people contacted me and were saying they're proud of what I did and how I spoke up, and that it was brave of me to do.
Manny was born in Oregon. His mother is a small business owner and pays taxes, but still he fears for his family and others. Today, I sat down with him and asked him what he wants the city to do.
I hope to see them be on our side and at least do something about the police department having them help more on the immigrant side.
But I want Manny to know, and I want everybody to know that if we could banish ICE like that.
You can already tell what side of the political spectrum this one's on. Rachel Madcow's brother.
We would. If an ICE agent and a Hillsborough police officer come into contact, whatever the ICE agent is doing, they take precedence because of this supremacy clause.
Hillsborough Mayor Beach Pace moved by Manny's testimony.
I bet you that person is straight. Just kidding. But once again, the news should have done their job and informed this young man that guess what? If your parents are legal citizens, they have nothing to worry about being deported. Now, you might get detained as an American citizen. I've been detained in crimes that I didn't commit. When they're looking for a suspect that matches your description, there's a possibility. Unfortunately, the blame's not going where it needs to go, which is on Democrats, which has allowed millions, over 20 million people here illegally over the last 4 years of the Biden administration. That's where your blame should be. There wouldn't be this high number of ICE agents. We wouldn't have to hire all these ICE agents and take our tax dollars to fix and rebuild our country after Democrats have destroyed it. But once again, they want to go on the fake news narrative. How about this over the weekend in Chicago? It got crazy. Once again, it's all the ICE agents that are bad people. Look at this. Looks like Chicago PD had to jump in there, not do immigration enforcement, but stop the Democrats from causing chaos. Take a listen. Arrest him. He just grabbed that officer right there.
I'm back. You have 2 seconds. Are you okay? Don't fucking hurt him, man. I'm joking. I'm joking. You're talking.
Oh, I can't stand those voices right there, guys. That is what is insane. This is what, unfortunately, our life has been dealt because of Democrat policies and their lies and their propaganda. And then you have these people, and I hope all those people obstructing do some good jail time. That bottom line, I hope they do some good jail time. And old Uncle Bill gifted a subscription over there on the Oreo Express on Rumble. Thank you so much, old Uncle Bill. We appreciate you. We missed you. Thank you for being here. And I should be shipping now. Old Uncle Bill won the last raffle of the cross. And I'm going to double check. I got it all set up over here. We're going to try to get it to the post office. I don't know if the post office is closed today. But you know what? We'll be able to do it. We're going to UPS. I forgot. So he'll be seeing that at the end of the week. So congrats, Bill, on that win. How about this one? Another video of people trying to interfere. And of course, you'll see some news article where they're the victim, but they're not. Honestly, even if they're American citizens, I wish we could deport them. Look at this. Right here. She tries this. She is literally holding the door shut against federal agents. If that's not obstruction, I don't know what is. That's assault, too. Look at, she smashed him in there. She didn't get slammed down hard enough. I wanted to see her head hit the ground.
Get back!
Hopefully she doesn't get those AirPods back that she dropped. This is just ridiculous. Could you imagine me in D.C. and me, officer, trying to get out to do a legal and lawful law enforcement activity, and me slam the door on them? You know what would happen to me? You wouldn't be seeing me for a while. And I hope that's the same case with that person. We need to just start. And that's one thing I am upset about the Trump administration. We're not doing enough to arrest and prosecute the folks that are obstructing our federal law enforcement officers. I'm telling you, if a conservative did that in a liberal city, it would be over. So over the weekend, this was from Bill Malugan, and it says, breaking: Border Patrol agents reportedly fired upon in Chicago today. This was Homeland Security from DHS. It says today, U.S. Border Patrol was conducting an immigration enforcement operation near 26th Street and Kedzie Avenue in Chicago, Illinois, when an unknown male driving a black Jeep fired shots at agents and fled the scene. An unknown number of agitators also threw a paint can and bricks at Border Patrol vehicles. Chicago Police Department was called for assistance and cleared the scene. The shooter and vehicle remain at large, and this is a dynamic situation. This incident is not isolated and reflects a growing and dangerous trend of violence and obstruction. Over the past 2 months, we've seen an increase of assaults and obstruction targeting federal law enforcement during operations. These confrontations highlight the dangers our agents face daily and the escalating aggressions towards law enforcement. This violence must end. Paint cans, bricks, and shooting at federal law enforcement. Now, you'd think this would be news all around the country. I didn't see it on legacy media. I didn't. If it wouldn't have been for X or some of the other independent journalists, I wouldn't have known about this. It's just crazy. Let's listen to what acting ICE Director Todd Lyons said regarding the incident.
Where is this guy or guys?
So obviously, for law enforcement reasons, can't get into it, but they're out there scouring all leads, surveillance footage, things like that. We're going to find them. And, we've made it clear that if you put your hands on an ICE agent or a Border Patrol agent, or if you threaten them, shoot at them, throw rocks, we're going to find you. We're going to prosecute you.
Yeah, I want to get your comment on this latest offender who dodged deportation for years, and then he gets caught killing a man in a hit and run. He's been in here since 2012. 2011, I'm sorry, he entered in, but he had a deportation in 2012. A long rap sheet right there, grand theft auto. How does a guy like this stay in the country? He had plenty of opportunities to get his paperwork done, but he didn't, and then he escalates to DUI, killing someone.
That's the scary part, Lawrence, about these sanctuary jurisdictions, right? Criminal illegal aliens will go to locations where they know that local police or state police won't turn them over to us. And you look at this case, you have somebody that's been here since 2011, identified in 2012, yet he's still out there committing crime. Had we taken action before, that victim of that DUI crash might still be with us today. But that's the issue that we're trying to focus on, is the fact that when you don't work with ICE, tragedies like this happen. And I really wish elected officials would sit down and talk to angel families, kind of like with Operation Midway Bliss that we have named after Katie Abraham that lost her life to a DUI crash for a guy that wasn't supposed to be here. Those are the victims we're fighting for every day. And it's really sad that politicians won't let us do our law enforcement mission.
Man, it is. As frustrated as we are, man, there are so many victims of illegal alien crime. So many victims of illegal alien crime. Take a look at this one. And I'm sure he was just a father. Homeland Security said ICE arrested a so-called non-criminal illegal alien who is actually a wanted killer and gang member. While the media will report Antonio Israel Laza Quintanilla only crime in the United States is driving without a license. This illegal alien is wanted in El Salvador for aggravated homicide, extortion, possession of drugs, and a litany of other felonies. He is confirmed member of the 18th Street Gang. Lazo Quintanilla may lack a violent rap sheet in the U.S., but this criminal illegal alien is clearly a public safety threat. The media's false claims that ICE is not arresting the worst of the worst could not be farther from the truth. I mean, I want this guy outside my child's school, right? It's incredible what we're seeing here, folks. Just absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. And don't forget, guys, we're doing a special today, too, on the raffle. I'm going to get into that. So on this raffle, if you guys want to get in, we are doing the raffle Wednesday afternoon. So Wednesday afternoon, live on here. And if you guys want to get in, if you guys want to help out, I know a lot of you gift these you donate and you gift the holy cow, what is wrong with me today? I've been doing a lot of stuff. You gift the entries into the raffle to somebody else. That's appreciated too. One of the items will be either the MAGA light up hat or the Trump light up hat. You're choosing. As you can see there, that's one item. And we have Jan donated us some goodies for this raffle. Thank you, Jan. This is a true Patriot Charlie Kirk flag. I'm not going to open it up. You'll get that. You'll get the wall calendar for next. Oh, it's almost coming. 2026 is right around the corner. The Trump wall calendar. And then you'll get a Turning Point USA bracelet. I think this would look good on you, RW. Take a look. Fashion jewelry. And we have 2 Christmas ornaments. We got the Daddy's Home. Let's see. There we go. Daddy's Home ornament. And let me put this back in there so I don't lose the strings to it. And Jesus is my Savior. Trump is my president Christmas ornament. So all these could be yours. And today only, not tomorrow, not the next day. If you donate $30 instead of one entry per $10, you will get one extra. So if you donate 30 today only between the 2 shows, we got a show later. So up until midnight tonight, if you donate 30, you're going to get 4 entries. You can donate them 2 and 2, whatever. Just make sure that you put that in the notes on Venmo or however you get in. So we want to say thank you. All our stuff, it says $10 to fix the buffering. What is wrong with the buffering? I am not showing any buffering. CPU's only at 8%, and my stream is other people noticing a buffering issue? I want to wait and see. Good here. Julia says good here. Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody with another issue. And like I said, it was slight, no buffering. Yeah. I'll look into it, but I mean, I actually have a screen now that puts all my numbers up, and it never got even close. I mean, it's really high in the green, everything. I think the highest the CPU usage got was 11% according to this. I'll double check. I'm going to go back through my stream and check that out, but I apologize if there is an issue. I know that the webcam is giving me an error that it's delivering 29 frames per second, not 30, but that wouldn't affect the buffering. That would not slow down. That would just be on how crisp and clear the picture is. So I'll check that out. But once again, if you guys donate 30 today, you get 4 entries into the raffle. All those places to enter. You got Venmo at Oreo Josh, Cash App, $ Oreo Army. You have givesendgo.com /Oreo 2024. And As always, we have a Zelle link if you do mobile or online banking. That address is going to be provided as we go out. We will see you guys a little later. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you and have a good rest of your day. We'll see you in about 3.5 hours.
Well, hop aboard the Oreo Express, where truth don't hide and we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land.